Affection or compassionate attitude, warm-heartedness, is very, very important for one's own well-being, one's own happiness. So don't consider practice of compassion is something religious matter, or practice of compassion is something good for other, not necessarily to oneself. That's a totally mistake. So, since from childhood we already equipped this seed of compassion, we learned from mother and ourselves in order to become parent, the seed already there. Now that seed we must keep nurture whole our life. The biological factor compassion is limited, biased, and more depend on others' attitude. Now that as a seed, then using reasons, awareness, that seed, compassion, can develop, can further develop unbiased compassion. Not based on, not depend on others' attitude, but rather others' being itself. So that kind of compassion can reach your enemy or entire sentient being. So that compassion is infinite compassion, unbiased compassion, real compassion. So if we become compassionate person, then your life becomes meaningful. Because you yourself happy, calm, peaceful, your friend, or including animals, also you get peace. So at the last day of our life, you feel happy. Now whole my life now spent peaceful, friendly, then you really feel happy. Otherwise, at that moment, even you are a billionaire, those money, nothing can be used. No matter what's a good, because of the good body or beautiful body, or everything have to leave. So at that time, I think genuine satisfaction can bring, if your whole life spent more compassionate life, then you feel, no regret. So, purpose of life is naturally happy life, meaningful life. So, in order to make meaningful life, ultimately, warm-heartedness is the key factor.
I think we're here to struggle and to learn. I don't think we're here to be happy. That's why when we keep going back to the happy argument, I've always found that kind of frustrating and annoying. Yeah. When someone goes, "Oh, but I want to be happy." Why? Why? Why do you want to sit there and laugh like you were happy your entire childhood? That's your happy days. You're allowed to be happy as a kid. Finished. It's all over now, right? You're a man. You have responsibilities. I think we're here to do important. Provide, protect, and we're also here to do important things. And important things are going to be difficult, and they're going to be hard, and you're going to get frustrated. But that's what gives you purpose. Yeah. I don't see anyone who's chasing happiness. I think that's a very feminine frame. I understand why some women just want to be happy. I don't know how it feels to be a girl because I'm not one. But in my experience, I know women who just want to be happy. Yeah. Girls just want to have fun. Fine. But you're a man, right? And if you're a man, then it's absolutely an utterly different experience of life. I think we're here to struggle. I think we're here to endure pain. Yeah. I think we're here to just see how hard we are to kill. I think that going through terrible things and living through them and coming out the other side is one of the most fantastic things about being human. I think that it's almost like once you understand what life is really about, there's no emotion which isn't enjoyable. The only emotional state which can be seen as detrimental is feeling nothing at all. But if you're sitting at home and you're feeling truly heartbroken, at least you're feeling something, right? And I think that's the whole part of being human. I think we're here to struggle. I think we're here to go through pain. That's so I wake up each day and go, what can I attack? What problem can I solve? And look at history. Why did Genghis Khan wake up and want to conquer the whole world? Why did Napoleon conquer the world? Why did Alexander the Great conquer the world? You just wake up and just say, give me this, give me that. I want all of it. I need to, there's an army there, they're really big. We're better. It's intrinsic. You need to go and conquer. That's the purpose of life.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a really momentous occasion today. We're blessed with the presence of two incredible people, one of whom has been a hero of mine for many, many years, and it's none other than the Dalai Lama himself. And counterpoint to this debate will be the ever controversial Andrew Tate. So we'd like to thank Andrew, and we'd like to thank Dalai Lama. Thank you so much for joining us here at Fashion Industry Broadcast for this debate. Now, the title of the debate today is The Meaning of Life, The Path to Fulfilment. And it's a great debate between two very divergent points of view. And it'll obviously be moderated by myself. My name's Paul Roberts. I'm the founder of Fashion Industry Broadcast. So to commence, gentlemen, welcome to this groundbreaking debate. And today's discussion revolves around the meaning of life and the best way to think and live. So I would like to open with your opening statements, if I could first call on the Dalai Lama, Your Holiness. Next, if I could call on Andrew Tate. Thank you both for your opening statements, but let's delve deeper into the discussion. Andrew, could you explain why you believe that personal success and pleasure are the main aspects driving your focus in life? Andrew, how would you respond to the Dalai Lama's argument that personal success and pleasure can only bring temporary happiness, but never lasting fulfillment? Dalai Lama, could you elaborate on how cultivating compassion and serving others leads to a deeper sense of fulfillment? Thank you for your responses. Now let's continue the discussion. Andrew, the Dalai Lama argues that serving others is not detrimental to personal happiness. He believes that by helping others, we cultivate a sense of purpose and inner fulfilment. How would you respond to that? Thank you both for sharing your perspectives. Now, let's shift the focus on the best way to think and live. Now, Dalai Lama, could you explain your perspective on the path to fulfillment and inner peace?
The only way I can explain it to try and make it make any sense is that if I'm not doing something which is either extremely difficult or extremely stressful, I'm in a perpetual state of crippling boredom. I can't explain it. I see other people live their lives and they're like, oh, I can't wait for the weekend because I want to watch this movie. I think, who cares about a movie? You're looking forward to the weekend for a movie? Looking forward to the weekend to get drunk? Like, these things to me are so mundane. They mean nothing. And if I don't fight, if I'm not in a situation where I'm stressed or worried or concerned, I'm just perpetually bored. And boredom's crippling. If you're an intelligent person and you've got a good brain on your shoulders, you can't just sit there bored, you know? So most smart people take the academic route to avoid boredom, and they learn, but that's never really interested me either. Although I've always been an intelligent guy and I've always done well academically, it never really interested me. And then I see people climb Mount Everest or jump off buildings or do base jumping, or the guy who jumped from space. People think, what's he doing? He's crazy. I understand. Because some people can't live normal lives. Some people cannot just function 9-to-5 office job, get drunk at the weekends. That is not for some individuals, and it's not for me. So
Andrew, how would you respond to the Dalai Lama's argument that integrating mindfulness and self-reflection enhances our ability to navigate life's challenges and find fulfillment? I'm sorry, I apologise for that slight interruption, but let's continue the discussion. Now, Andrew, how would you respond to the Dalai Lama's perspective on the integration of mindfulness and self-reflection as a means to find fulfillment.
Firstly, I think you should realize the anger may bring some kind of energy, a short moment, right, short period. But that energy is actually blind energy. And anger really destroy your, the part of your brain which can judge the I'm right or wrong. So when we fully sort of develop anger, we can't see the reality. So that energy, more bold, right? But that energy is blind energy. So in order to face the problem, our method should be, as I mentioned earlier, realistic. In order to carry realistic method, you must know the reality. When we look the reality, when we investigate the reality, our mind should be calm. Otherwise, we cannot see the thing objectively. So, in order to use human intelligence properly, our mind should be calm. So, thinking this line, anger, you see, firstly, destroy your inner peace. Secondly, destroy your ability to investigate the reality. So, you think this line, then once you have clear sort of awareness, anger is no use, only destruction. Then you yourself become a little bit sort of distance from anger.
Thank you for your responses. And as we approach the closing of this debate, I'd like to offer each of you a final opportunity to share your concluding thoughts. Thank you, Andrew, the Dalai Lama, for your thought-provoking insights and engaging in this philosophical discussion or debate. The perspectives we have heard today and shared highlight the complexity of understanding the meaning of life and the diverse paths individuals embark upon in their pursuit of personal happiness and fulfillment. May this discussion inspire further exploration and introspection for all who have participated. Now, I'd like to ask the audience, who do you think made the most convincing case today? Was it the Dalai Lama, His Holiness, or Andrew Tate? Thank you.